I started my journey about 40 years ago, maybe I can say that. And I landed in United States, which I had no idea. No idea absolutely that I will be there. And I had no intention either. It just things happen. So then, of course, raising the family and just going through the family, the way things were happening, I was always, how should I say, not worried, but perplexed. Why Hinduism so good? It has so many good values, but how come it's not being taken? Nobody talks about Hinduism. It's always a hush hush. In fact, many of the things we also have incorporated in our lives. When we started working, we feel we have to mimic them. Which is not a bad idea, but to keep our roots strong. So that's where my thought process used to be. And knowing the work of Rajiv ji just changed me, I would say 180 degrees. Just opposite. I was always rooted. I was always rooted in my culture. I was always rooted in the values of Hinduism and everything. But and at home we would practice, obviously, but still it was diluted. Obviously, we cannot practice what our parents have practiced, or what our grandparents had practiced, but their life has influenced us. So we do it indirectly, unconsciously, we carry their message. So once I came to know about Rajiv ji's work, I was totally, oh my gosh, this is what is needed. This is what is needed for me, that sort of shift happened. And there used to be, what do we say, there used to be a discussion group of Rajiv ji. I really don't know how I got involved with that, but I used to look for the discussion. And again, I don't remember the details. Did we get the message from Rajiv ji every day, or was it once a week? I don't remember, but everything what he was saying and what Rajiv ji was showing the data, everything made sense. Then I'm like, oh, this is what it is, So that kind of shift happened. And in the during the same time, the discussion, we also had what is that? California book controversy. That totally opened my eyes. It was like, instead of wondering why people are not talking about Hinduism, why the validity for Hinduism is not being given, now I know the reason. It's like a orchestrated effort, that they don't want, okay, whoever these forces are. So Rajiv ji's work has, it's like, if I can say that, we do Japa. That's for me, Rajiv ji. I would be waiting for his YouTubes, discussion, and my family, everybody knows. Oh, Rama is into, Rajiv ji's work, and I would share with them whatever I find. Of course, not everything I understood what Rajiv ji is saying, but the book, being different, made such an impact on me, because still that time I have lived in states, say for example 30 years, something like that. I had stopped wearing bindi. Reading that book gave me the courage. I'm like, okay, I want to take my roots back in my own way, so I started wearing bindi to work. In the beginning, I myself will feel odd. I think that's what happens, the more you talk about, more you let go of your culture. And when you get back, when you want to get back, it feels odd. Like calling mom and dad is very comfortable. Whereas you want to say amma, you know, that's like, it's not right, or it doesn't feel comfortable. That space I was also there. But luckily, but as I said, I never let go of my culture. But some of these practices, that I incorporated in my life. Well, japa is something you constantly mull over or constantly keep repeating, like Rama Japa or Narayana or Devi, whatever. Okay. For me, what Rajiv ji was bringing to our attention was so profound. Like I would keep on thinking about it, what is he saying? So, in that context, day and night, I will be thinking about what did Rajiv ji say? What does this book actually saying? Again, I'm repeating myself that many of his work, I mean, it's so scholarly. Not everybody can understand. I am also at the same level. But the simple things, get back to our roots, getting back to our roots. Uh, those things touched my heart. So that is the context I'm saying. I was doing the japa of Rajiv ji, his teachings, and how he is able to, where we don't think, he can think. He thinks. It's like we talk about cutting edge technology. You know, like his is a cutting edge of thought process. It's like, oh my gosh, oh, you can think like this also. Like, I had no idea. We don't think. I think one of the effect of colonization, if I can say, is we have become so, we don't want to think. And also the opportunities to think are dwindling down, because our school education system is really, it's much to be appreciated. um, Other society, how the society is moving. So it's like, okay, this is how it is, you just do it, you move on. Don't ask why or what, because there is no result in it. There is no, you will just break your head against a stone. you know so that kind of a thing, he really opened my eyes. And I am also, being from Karnataka, I was born and raised here in Karnataka, very traditional family. So of course, there was not many opportunities for us to like a debate or discuss. Everybody's life is difficult, right? Parents have to, father has to go to work, so they are busy in their own. Actually, I feel they have sacrificed so much for us. By their behavior, they have taught us, the samskara we talk about today, samskriti. They didn't say this is what you have to do, but they were doing certain things. Through that, we were copying their behavior. So it's in many ways I feel we are in a mess. Like nowhere to go, nowhere to talk. Even for me, when I started talking about Rajiv ji's work, some people will be like, oh, be careful, don't, So, like, that kind of advice, I used to get. I'm like, no, why? I mean, what he's saying is the truth, it is the facts. So why not? At least now we have to wake up. So in the process, I'm not comparing myself to Rajiv ji, but sometimes, he will say, I have made so many people become unfriendly, right? In my own way. Okay, maybe like a anu, small part, like, yes, when you want to get back to your roots, when you want to get back to your culture, uh, somehow people don't like it, or why to, what is that other expression, don't rock the boat, that kind of attitude. But now I'm like, heck with everything. I'm just going to do what I feel right, you know. So yeah, that is the space I'm here. I want to say maybe 2011, 2012, something like that. In fact, I was so much impressed with his work. There is a temple in Aurora, Illinois, Aurora. I had him come and give a talk in the Balaji temple. You know, so like, I don't know. He has touched my heart. To in my mind, he's like a rishi. You know, he's waking us up. Some of us have. Hopefully, I want to say we immediately woke up. Some people are still waking up, yeah. I think, yeah, as I said, 2000, maybe 11, 12, something like that, I'm thinking. My father was the administrator, uh, like 1970s. Again, if somebody asks me exact date, I won't be able to, because we were, small children. Part of my primary school, I think that's what they called in India, right? Was in Sringeri, 2 3 years, that's about it. But in the summertime, we will come to Sringeri, things like that. So again, once in that discussion group, I remember Rajiv ji saying, is there anybody here knows Sringeri, people and stuff like that. I'm like, are you? Of course, of course. How can I not, do it? So that's how I got a little bit more involved. And the rest is the history. You listen to Rajiv ji's talk, you know but I don't feel I have done anything, because it's like a double edged sword. I think we say tradition, so we want to honor that tradition. I don't want anything negating the Sringeri Matha or anything, or my father's parents. I mean, I include my mother also. They don't want to be wherever they are, saying, "Oh, yo, Rama, what did you do?" Like it's just our. Sometimes, thoughts are your own enemies. Like, you don't know whom do you approach, stuff like that. But I did feel that was the right call, and I did know few people. So my family also helped me, because I was not able to come to India at that time. Rajiv ji, with a few other people, and it is a very, what do you say, the roads are very small, very like a ghat section, stuff like that. Again, his courage, his conviction, otherwise I don't know where we would have fallen, you know that's also Rajiv ji explains so well. What is the chairperson, or there is something I'm forgetting. That entity can be given as the chairperson. That's what I remember. So I'm using that word. But you have no control. What is that they're doing? So Shankaracharya's chair can be set up, but again, scholars are them. The Western trained scholars. I mean, you and I are also in some ways, we are influenced with Western ideas, and we made a living there. So I don't want to negate the entire West, thing or anything like that. But we have to find that happy medium, whoever is for dharma, then that Sanatana Dharma, those ideas, then we should not have any problem. So that's how I got involved. And again, my role is, I feel that I was just an instrument to have these two forces come together. That's all, because it's all Rajiv ji's work. When he went there, he talked to Swamiji's, and everything. So that's all I will say. I'm repeating, Rajiv ji is like a Rishi. He can be modern, or I shouldn't say can be, he is modern, Shankaracharya. That Purva Paksha idea, that I mean, we all had heard, but we had no idea how nicely he brought it up, right? So follow Rajiv ji's work. The advice he gives is so profound. Out of 10 suggestions, see if you can take 2 or 3, and start with that. And Infinity Foundation videos nowadays are always, not just nowadays, they are also so profound. I remember recently listening to Dr. Guha, I think, about Ujjaini being the GMT, right? But it was moved to London. And that I learned when I read Surya Siddhanta. We ourselves, don't know, right? So whatever, I think the information, the knowledge is right there. We have to learn to piece it together. So that's what Rajiv ji's work has done for me. The videos, everybody he's associated with, all his colleagues. Dr. Vijaya Vishwanathan, I follow her work. Her Gurukula, I follow. I try to follow pretty much what Rajiv ji is doing, but some things are very difficult. I don't understand, so I just leave it. For example, that Indra's net. I try to read it. I'm like, okay, I will just read being different. Or Breaking India. That was also a very, very profound book, So many more years to Rajiv ji's, his work. Um, we really look forward for his bringing that awakening, journey to us. Hopefully, we are also doing the sadhana so that we can understand what he's saying. So that's what I would say.